One cool spring night, Bill and Ben were resting in their shed at the Sodor China clay pits. Marion was away for repairs, and Timothy found with little surprise that the tank engine twins were being loud and obnoxious.
Bill, you could not pull 30 trucks on your own. I definitely could. You always doubt me. Rightfully so. You're a liar. I saved your life. Percy saved my life, you daft.
As much as I love the subject matter, no, Bill, you could not pull 30 wagons. As fun as that would be to see, the last time I heard of an engine pulling that much, he got into a fair bit of trouble.
What do you mean, Timothy?
Edward told me of a different Sodor and mainland engine servicing the clay pits long before you two or I arrived.
Another engine?
Yes, he said it was a small green engine, a boxy 040 with a number 1.
One? Like Thomas?
I don't think so.
Well, what was his name?
It escapes me now. He had a large accident here and was repaired and moved to another industry.
Edward never told us all this.
Edward has many stories, and you probably haven't heard the vast majority of them. Now, I think it's getting a little late and we should get some sleep. Good night, you two.
And the engines fell fast asleep. Next morning, Timothy was gone and trucks were sitting around the yard.
Where's Timothy? He probably took the first train. I suppose we should start shunting the second one.
But to Bill and Ben's surprise, someone already was.
Who are you?
I'm Lars. Who are you?
We're Bill and Ben. When did you get here?
I've been working here every day since 1915.
That's impossible. We've been here for years, and the pits were closed till 84.
You youngins can't trick me. I know all about these pits, and I know they hadn't been opened in 1884.
Did you say 18?
Well, did you mean 17? That's not any more right, kiddo.
We meant 19, obviously.
Did you two get hit in the smoke box? You're no prophets. You can't see these pits getting closed 60 years from now.
Excuse me?
I'm not exactly sure what you two keep going on about, but I know as a matter of fact that it is 1926. Bill and Ben finally looked around. The clay pits looked different. A few things had moved around, large equipment you couldn't move in a night. Not without waking them up at the very least. They were very confused. Hey, I don't suppose you two would mind lending a hand, right? These trucks have been too heavy. They need a large shipment for the aluminum works they're building, and I'm having trouble getting them in line. Bill and Ben were still very confused, but decided to help anyway. They began organizing the trucks in an orderly fashion, and the engines worked together well. Bill and Ben tried learning a bit more about the mysterious engine.
So, do you work here alone?
For the most part, yeah. My brother, he comes down here when things get real bad, but he hasn't been able to in a while. And there's another engine, Edward. He comes to take trains for me sometimes, but he has been stuck shunting for the mainline engines. They're on strike now.
Edward?
You know him?
We know him, but I don't think he knows us.
After a while, the three engines finally got the train together. I appreciate your guys' help today. Is there anything I can do to repay you?
Don't worry about it.
Alright then, I best be off now. I hope to work with you two again soon.
Thank you.
The sun was beginning to set, and a still disoriented Bill and Ben went back to their sheds.
Do you know what is going on? I don't. I think it would be best to try to find answers in the morning.
Bill and Ben went peacefully to sleep, and Bill woke up the next morning alone in the shed.
Finally you're awake. I'm so sick of doing all your work. Where is Lars? Who's Lars? What were you dreaming about?
Bill finally pieced together what was happening and began to set to work. He told Ben about his peculiar dream. Before Ben could respond, Edward came bustling in.
Hello, you two.
Hey, Edward, did you happen to know an engine named Lars who used to work here?
Why, yes. How did you know that?
Bill didn't really have an answer to Edward's question.
What happened to him?
He's around. He does small work with us sometimes. I think he's owned by a heritage line now or something, but he visits. Why do you ask?
The twins looked at each other puzzled.
Just curious, I suppose.
And Bill decided to leave it at that.